how we do. D-Wayne.
What up?
$1 Million Dream.
$20 budget.
Episode 37.
37.
10 more than 27, 10 less than 47. What up, man? How you feel today?
Good. Tired. Like always.
We would like to apologize to our listeners. Last week there were technical difficulties through our host site.
Not our fault.
So we were unable to release. We had a killer for you. It'll still probably get released soon. Anyway.
Keep it as a backup now.
Keep it as a backup. Because it was literally just me and D-Wayne fucking talking about nothing. Kinda nothing, but kinda something. At the same time.
We were watching TV. You already know how that goes.
Yeah. True.
But it wasn't golf.
The man speaks facts. Speaking of golf.
Here we go.
And now, This Week in Golf, brought to you by GHB Sports. Two idiots talking about the game.
Well, it's not in the water this time. And on this week's installment of This Week in Golf, a recent uproar in players complaining about slow play. Some of the players complaining about it are world number one Brooks Koepka, along with your boy, Rory McIlroy. How do you feel about slow play on the golf course, D-Wayne?
It sucks. It throws your whole game off.
Have you ever golfed with you? I'm just going to throw that out.
You can't say nothing about me about slow play. It just seems like slow play because I'm behind you.
9 shots later when he catches my tee shot and I get to swing again.
That's not slow play. That's just
that's slow
me
play.
Sucking.
You're 120 to my 80 something. I'm just fucking with you, D-Wayne. All right, so in the PGA, you've got like 100 we'll just say 100 players per tournament. Some are more, some are less. Anyway, and you've got guys, and BJ Holmes is one of the ones that people really bitch about with the slow play. From the time that you address your ball, you have, I want to say it's like a minute to adjust and make your shot. Well, you've got guys that aren't even getting ready for their shot until, all right, so say you outdrive me, and you go to your ball. I get to my ball and quickly make my shot. Well, you're not even putting your glove on or pulling a club out of your bag until I have walked up to your position. So then you, at that point, you start deciding, okay, well, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? It's taking guys like 4 minutes to make a shot.
Yeah, I'm kind of uncalled for.
I feel like it's uncalled for. We really didn't have it this week in golf, but a couple of our listeners, you know who you are, say that we talk about golf too much, and we hadn't done it this week in golf for a while. So I wanted to put that in there just so they'd be like, God damn it.
No, I get it. I mean, slow play sucks. You got to think, if you're on a roll, you're moving along, and all of a sudden now you got to sit there and wait. It's going to throw you off. Mm-hmm. And then not only does golf take 4+ hours.
Right, you're turning 4 hours into 5.
Yeah, and
I get hungry,
for
bro.
Unnecessary stuff. You got, for us, I mean, hell, even if we play fast, we're still cutting it close to 3.5. We're still kind of close to 3.5, 4 hours.
And see, one that I'm surprised it doesn't get in trouble for slow play. Doesn't get in trouble for slow play is DeChambeau. Like, this man's out here with a protractor and shit, trying, like a protractor and a compass, accounting pollen levels and wind speeds and moisture in the air.
Throw the physics all up in it and shit.
I mean, he won, 3 times last year?
Yeah.
Has he won this year? I feel like he has.
I think he might have.
He might have.
I ain't kept up with golf a lot this year, man. It's been kind of boring, to say the least.
Shout out to my guy DJ, though.
It's like right after Tiger won the Masters, golf just went, nothing
because
exciting.
Nobody wants to fucking hear about nothing but Tiger goddamn Woods.
That, nothing, and Brooke, and you got Koepka out here.
It's been at least 4 minutes since for me to make it without dropping an F-bomb. I'm sure I dropped one before that, but, well, I mean, I think the issue with golf, like broadcasted golf, is they harp on the same shit over and over.
It's like Sports Center. It's all about LeBron.
Sports Center's the same show.
Or Kawhi Leonard.
8 hours a day.
Oh, Kawhi Leonard left Toronto. And
did you expect him to stay in Canada? Canada's fucking cold.
He left Toronto.
God, nobody wants to be that cold.
LeBron James signed a 1-year deal with Cleveland. Where's he going to go next? Well, he obviously ain't fucking staying in Cleveland.
But I think, like I said, I think that's the issue with golf broadcast. Well, why are the viewing numbers so down? Because every week you talk about Tiger Woods and is he going to be able to overcome his back stiffness? You talk about Brooks Koepka. Hey, we're out of majors for the year.
Right.
Do you have anything left to say about Brooks Koepka? I mean, he is the world number one. But shout out to my dude DJ.
He should be for fucking killing it in almost every freaking major.
My guy DJ yesterday, he was playing his practice round, and this little girl, I can't remember her name, she is being treated for leukemia. He took her out on the course with him, let her walk around with him and putt some shit with him.
Oh, nice.
It was cool.
I like watching stuff like that.
I do. I think...
Like the one that I seen that's my favorite was when, I can't remember who it was, it got that Down syndrome chick out there with him.
I don't remember, but I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Beginning of the year, I think.
But
that was awesome.
I think I like to see stuff like that from pro athletes, not just pro golfers. But I feel like a lot of professional golfers or actors or comedians, whatever, they do it for the limelight.
Maybe. No, I wouldn't say all, but some, yes, to kind of get that publicity out there.
Like, had DJ have done that in one of the actual rounds, I would have been like, all right, everybody and their mother's watching.
Yeah. Nobody worry about. Now,
granted, it was caught on camera, but it's not nationally televised.
Yeah, they keep cameras around at all times.
Or like, I read this thing, and I'm not a supporter of Lil Wayne by any means, but him and his crew were getting ready to take off, and he saw a U.S. Army plane land, and soldiers were getting off. He made his pilot shut the engine down. He went in and personally thanked every one of those men and women for their service. Not a paparazzi person around. The only reason you heard about the story is because someone that witnessed it was like, yo, he wasn't doing this shit for gratification. I think when people with a large platform, like a professional musician or professional athlete, do stuff like that without the publicity, I think it means a lot more to the people affected by it. Not affected, but like the little girl that went out on the course with DJ.
Yeah, it seems more heartfelt than just like,
exactly.
Oh, exactly. He just did it because of this.
Because I feel like a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, well, he's just doing that they are just doing that for their image.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Everybody can be like Toby Keith out here doing everything for the military.
I feel like any time Toby Keith's name is said, the national anthem should start playing. Just saying. Every time Toby picks up his guitar, a baby bald eagle is born.
Nice.
All right. Anyway, we really didn't have a This Week's in Golf. I just wanted to annoy a couple of people with a This Week in Golf. All right. Anyway, so it's a fucked up time in the world, D-Wayne. It's a very fucked up time.
Let's make more gun laws.
No, let's not make more gun laws.
Like that's going to solve everything.
I have a gun within reach.
Me too.
So do not say make more gun laws, because chances are I can pull mine before you and we can see who needs gun laws. D-Wayne, I'm just playing. I would never shoot my co-host unless he really deserved it. Like if he badmouthed America or he voted for Hillary or Bernie Sanders, he might get shot then. But anyway, so anybody that lives in America and listens to the show, I'm sure you know what we're talking about. And for the overseas listeners, I'm sure you've probably heard about it. But in case you haven't, over the weekend of August the 1st, the first weekend of August, 2019, there was a mass shooting. Was it Friday?
I can't remember. I think it was.
It was a mass shooting in El Paso, Texas. at a Walmart on Friday in which 20 people were killed and 26 others were injured.
It was like less than 24 hours later.
It was 13 hours.
Yeah.
And then 13 hours later in a nightlife district of Dayton, Ohio, there was a second mass shooting where 9 people, technically 10, but I'm not counting the shooter being killed as one of them because he deserved to get killed. 9 people and 13 more injured?
I think it was higher than that. I can't remember. I think it was like, was it 9 killed, 26 injured?
No, 26
injured. That was El Paso.
I'm pretty sure Dayton was 9 and 13.
It might have been because we talked about this the other day and it had the numbers all backwards.
Dayton. I can't find it. I don't care about the shooter.
Either way, but when Dayton's the one where they responded in like less than a minute.
Well, because of the fact that let me see here. 9 people dead and 27 are injured after the shooting incident. So yeah, the number went up. So that's my apologies. See, we're fact checking ourselves. We're trying to bring our game up. We're trying to become a more prominent source.
But like, it's crazy to think that they stopped him in under a minute.
Well, think
what he could have done.
Think about like 4th Street Live, or think about the Highlands here locally.
Yeah.
Look at the police presence there on a Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah, but either way.
But they were able to subdue and kill the shooter in Dayton in, I think it was like a minute and a half. But still, in a minute and a half, think about that.
It was under a minute.
Or was it under a minute?
It was under a minute.
Either way, but in under a minute, this man was able to kill 9 people and injure 27. Hey, now tell me how fucked up this is. Out of the 9 people he killed, his sister was one of them.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part. That you went out and shot your sister.
So shout out to the first responders.
So, it's already bad enough these parents, the parents of that guy's got to deal with the fact that their son did this on top of...
Do you think they're going to try to file a civil suit against themselves?
No.
Oh.
But like it's just ridiculous that...
For a friend.
As a parent, you don't ever want to see your kid do something like that, and you already did it. Then to kill your other kid, if that's the only 2 kids you got, like... out of one incident like that, they're both going to that sucks as a parent, And I feel bad.
You know what's even more fucked up about the shooting in Dayton? They interviewed people who knew the guy. And
he had a fucking rape list and a kill list, and
they straight up said
he got suspended from school.
If anyone was to snap their shit and go crazy, it would have been him.
He got suspended from school and everything.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about the person that shot up the Walmart in El Paso. I feel like that one kind of got pushed under the rug a little.
It did. I think it did a lot because Dayton was once they found out that he shot his sister.
El Paso was deadlier as far as numbers.
But once they found out he shot his sister and everything, then it was more focused on that.
Do you want to know what I think is fucked up? The biggest focal point of the El Paso shooting was the guy had apparently taken his arsenal of firearms and spelled out Trump. So the big thing that I have really heard about the El Paso he was a Trump supporter. Okay. Trump supporters all shoot people?
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Now, let me ask you this, Dwayne. All right.
Let's blame the president for everything we do.
Let me ask you this. If a mass shooting takes place, and the first thing that the media is trying to ask, who did the person vote for? What color is the person? What religious background was the person? Does that not seem a lot like they're trying to find one specific group of people to blame overall?
It seems like it, yeah.
Like, all right, he was a Trump supporter. Oh, well, he was a Trump supporter. God damn it, these white nationalists. Look, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a anybody supporter. I'm a supporter of do your fucking job. But, say I'm a Trump supporter.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetical. I'm not against a lot of the things that Trump has done or is trying to do, but I'm against a lot of the things. But hypothetically, I'm a full-on Trump 2020. Woo! I'm one of those people. I own guns.
Till he lives in Shepherdsville.
I own guns. I've never thought about killing someone.
No.
I've never thought, in the name of something, I'm going to go kill something or a group of people. And apparently, the dude that shot up Dayton was one of those how do you say it? Antifa.
Oh, I have no idea.
He was a Bernie Sanders supporter. Then let me ask you this. Does Barack Obama get the blame for any of the mass shootings that happened while he was in office?
No.
Bush gets the blame for 9/11.
He gets the blame.
Did Bill Clinton get the blame for Columbine?
Nope.
No, Marilyn Manson did. So why are they just immediately trying to blame Trump?
Because it's what everybody does nowadays.
Were there not white nationalists when Barack was in office? Were there not white nationalists? Because the last time I checked, there's been white nationalists since the Klan was created.
Yeah.
So what's the difference now? Why are we trying to pinpoint and blame? I think that's the biggest issue. We're trying to pinpoint and blame a certain group of people, white Trump supporters, or
because race is the biggest issue.
Hispanic Bernie Sanders support. I don't know.
Like race,
you get what I'm saying?
Race has always been an issue in America.
Race is going to continue to be an
everybody
issue
knows that
until we quit talking about it.
Over the last, I don't know, what did you say, about 5 years or so, it's gotten a lot worse than it was. And with the way these kids are, they're getting so soft and they can't handle anything, and they want to always find and put the blame on somebody else besides them.
Episode 7 of the $1 Million Dream $20 Budget Podcast, we were visited by a wise man. He goes by the name of Dogfish. He said it best. He puts the blame on violent TV shows, violent video games. And I disagreed with him because we grew up through an era of violent video games and TV shows. Look at the 80s. It was all slasher films. This shit wasn't happening. He said, no, you're missing my point. Yes, those things were still prevalent and very popular, but parents still knew how to be parents.
Yeah.
And the number one babysitter for kids nowadays, iPad, Xbox, Pornhub, you name it.
It's like, here you go, enjoy yourself and leave me alone.
I mean, so I get what he's saying. I don't think it's a direct correlation to the entertainment industry. I don't think that you play Grand Theft Auto one time that you're going to want to go out and shoot up an entire shopping mall. I don't think that.
I mean, you weren't a big video game player.
No.
But, I was. I mean, I wouldn't say huge. But,
bigger than me.
Yeah, and my brother's bigger than me. We sat,
if you're just games. Now picking up, we're talking about how much we played video games. We're not comparing penis sizes.
Yes. And, I mean, obviously.
Unless you want to, of course.
Obviously, with, like, our age, the biggest games back then was obviously Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
And then you had Call of Duty. Call of Duty had that big old spike there for a while.
I watched a porno once called Call of Booty.
So you got a game like Call of Duty where you're on here. Go back to Modern Warfare 2 chat group on Call of Duty on any Xbox, PlayStation. Dude, the kid, like you see
what
the memes. That? It's like when you're playing online.
Oh, okay.
So you can talk to everybody.
I played Modern Warfare 3. That game was pretty cool.
Yeah. But Warfare 3 was alright. 2 was better. But anyways, it's like you see the memes on Facebook all the time. Kids these days ain't gonna be able to handle that kind of chat group. No, because they're so sensitive.
See, and I don't understand that. Because
me and my brother getting on here cussing all these people out, doing this and that.
You were one of those little assholes, weren't you?
And we're taking
You should see the smile. You called somebody a racial slur on there, didn't you?
No, I never did that.
You sure?
Yes. But anyway, but you got to think this is a game that you're playing for hours upon hours where you're doing nothing but shooting people, and cussing them out. So, I mean, and then with not Call of Duty, but then with Grand Theft Auto, hell, for the longest time, my dad's like, don't play the missions. Don't play them. I'm like, all right, cool. Then I got old enough, and he's like, all right, you could play, blah, blah, blah. games like that, that's what you get, dumbass.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's what you get. But like games like those, I mean, that's something that we played around a lot. But like, I never thought about, oh, this looks fun to just go shoot a bunch of people like I do on this game, or oh, this looks cool because I can get away with all this stuff and I got cheat codes on Grand Theft Auto, so I can do that in life. No,
I read something yesterday. I hope I saved it. Fuck, I didn't. Keep talking. Let me refine that.
what do you want me to keep talking about?
What you were talking about?
I was done. Basically, how like we grew up in that era where those games were big. I mean, they're still big, not as big. To me, I don't think they're as big as they were because they're just getting drawn out. But I mean, I never once thought about doing some shit like that. All you ever talked about was going, hey, let's get online, let's play Call of Duty and blah blah blah. But I was more of a sports game guy, anyways. But what are you looking up?
This thing. All right. Anyway, I can't find the exact picture.
But
here's
a thought though. So everybody wants to blame TV and all that shit for all that stuff. All right, so Marvel's the big thing in movies. So what should we expect? A bunch of people dressing up like superheroes and doing this shit too?
You mean trying to be vigilantes?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's already people act like vigilantes, but not just vigilantes, but just fucking dressing up and just going out and fucking doing stupid shit. I mean, like, you want to blame TV and all that. I mean, well, look at it.
Everybody wants to blame somebody for everything. Nobody can take the blame. All right, dig this. This is back to the mass shooting thing and talking about gun control and gun laws and things like that. All right, semi-automatic AR-15 was... excuse me.
It's your typical weapon of choice.
No. Hold your water. A semi-automatic AR-15 you've been able to buy as a civilian since 1964 is when these guns came into existence. The Avatomat Kalashnikov 47, AK-47, has been in existence since 1947. Now I'm going to read this, so just bear with me. Let us use a little logic because it seems to be lacking in this gun control debate. Both of these rifles have been in existence for well over half of a century, yet the majority of mass shootings have taken place in the last 20 years or so. If these guns were really the cause, wouldn't mass shootings have been the norm for much longer than 20 years? The problem is the people. You cannot legislate crazy away. If you took away every gun, these people will still find a way to take lives. Timothy McVeigh used a truck filled with homemade explosives. The 9/11 hijackers used planes. In Nice, France, I'm assuming in France it would be pronounced Nice, maybe?
I think so.
France, a van was used. The tool is not the cause of the killing. The mindset of the killer is. If the tool was the cause, the tool would always be the same across the board. Boom.
I mean, it's true, though. All right, so let's say me and you don't have guns right now.
Right.
But I wanted to kill you. I can grab your amp. Or grab something.
Don't grab my amp.
It's an example.
Rude.
I can grab anything within reach.
I could, if I sharpened the edge enough, I could probably cut your throat with a guitar pick.
I mean, that's all it takes is just knowing how to properly use something.
Well, and that's the thing. Like
watch Chronicles of Riddick. He killed a dude with a teacup.
Word. That's awesome.
Or look at the fucking Joker. Fucking killed a dude with a pencil.
Straight up.
I mean, it's all it takes is just. I'm not saying. I don't want to say it's smart.
I mean, ingenuity, maybe.
Yeah.
But the way that I look at it is this. Like, I was talking to a buddy who's from Ireland, and they have no guns there. Great Britain, they have no guns. The number one weapon of choice is a machete. So now they're trying to outlaw sharp-ended knives, pocket knives, box cutters, steak knives, you name it. My thing about if they take our guns away, and the point went on to this, they took away our right to have guns. Now they're trying to take knives away. And in certain places, certain shit you say, you can be prosecuted for. So that's infringing on your freedom of speech. So how far would it go?
You saying in America, certain things you say?
No, in Ireland.
Oh, you got to think, but they may not have all that.
No, they don't. But what I'm saying is at one point in time, they could own guns.
Yeah.
They went after their guns. They took their guns. Now they're trying to take their knives. Now they're trying to delegate what they can and can't say. So once you give them, it's like the whole thing, shit rolls downhill.
Yeah.
They take our guns. What are they going to try to come after next?
I think.
Because if you think about it, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. What's the First Amendment, Dwayne?
Fuck if I remember.
Freedom of speech
and all that other shit.
So
freedom
if they
of
can
speech,
come,
religion.
if they can come after our amendments, what's going to stop them from trying to come after freedom of speech? If they can vote and take away our right to bear arms.
But the NRA's too big. That'll never happen.
I'm not saying that it will.
I think the NRA's too prominent to allow that to happen. The freedom of speech, it's not just the First Amendment's not just speech. It's the press, religion.
No,
all
I
that.
think it's the third or fourth. It's freedom of press.
I thought they were all in the first one.
No, first one is freedom of speech. Freedom of press is a different amendment.
I thought they were all in the same. But either way, that's something I think that
they would get rid of freedom of press before freedom of speech.
The way this, but the way this country is,
no more podcast.
The way this country is, ain't none of that stuff gonna happen. I can't
no,
see it happening.
I'm not saying that it will, but do you get my point? Like if we roll over and let them take our guns, what else are they gonna try to take over time? You see what I'm saying? Like dig this. When they outlawed guns in Australia,
freedom of press is still in that same one.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a different one. Anyway, hey, at least I knew the First Amendment and the Second. Fifth Amendment is the right to shut the fuck up.
It's religion, speech, press, assemble peaceably.
Peacefully?
It says peaceably. I don't know. It's weird. Freedom to petition the government for redress of grievances.
Readdress?
It says redress.
Redress, which would
redress of grievances.
Okay, I thought you said red dress. That's the
way I read. It's red dress, redress, however you want. It's fucking. But yeah, that's what you got.
Now,
that's the First Amendment.
I'm just gonna throw it out here. Back to what I was saying about Australia. When they outlawed guns in Australia, they did this buyback thing. They were giving people like $100 for an AR-15.
On what?
When Australia outlawed guns, they did a buyback program, meaning you didn't just have to surrender them; they would give you money for your guns. They were giving people like $100 for an AR-15. I'd be like, huh? Say what, bitches?
Don't cities do shit like that? Like after so long, like a lot of the guns they confiscate from criminals, don't they do like a little sale program or some shit?
Like auction?
Yeah.
I don't think guns are on that list.
They do something with. There's something I've seen with guns they've done recently.
Maybe I could be wrong.
I think it's like the same concept of like buying guns or selling them out, but
like
there
I
might
think
be
if
other stipulations.
Like I know if they seize a car from like a drug dealer or seize a property, they will auction that off. And now that I think about it, I think you are right. After X number of years, like statute of limitations, they can wipe the serial number. And
wipe everything that's attached to a serial number and just start new.
Right. And possibly don't.
That way it's like, oh, this guy committed a mass murder, and then you go and buy his gun 10 years later. And,
I don't think I would want to own that gun.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I mean,
but you wouldn't know though. Technically,
it was like that fucked up shit.
I mean, you would never know though. Like you don't know the serial number of the AR that dude had.
True.
And you know what kind of. You might know what kind it is, but at the same time, you gotta think that's a gun that's mass produced.
Yeah.
So I mean, you'll never know.
At one point, I don't remember. It was after one of the shootings. Maybe San Bernardino. I don't remember. But you could walk into Cabela's and they had double stacked too high, just row after row of Bushmaster AR-15 for like 800 bones. Buy them while you can get them.
Yeah.
Well, if they outlaw the guns, what good is spending $800 on it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to fucking take it. I don't know. Man, I think...
no matter what you do, my belief is you're never going to stop any kind of mass murder.
Well, that thing that I read, like that thing that I just read, it's not the gun. Guns don't kill people. People with guns kill people.
Yeah, it's just like saying my phone call or my phone doesn't, do certain things, but yet it's just sitting there and I'm not touching it. I have to touch it to make it to do whatever. If I want to make a phone call, then what'd you do?
Turns you up because you're kind of talking away from your mic.
Oh, but like, I mean, if I want my phone to make a phone call, obviously it's on me to do the Hey Siri or open it up and there it goes. Look, or to do shit like that. Like that's the same concept in my opinion.
But the thing is,
it's like me and you can sit our guns right here on the bed together. Let's see what happens.
I can't look at my 1911 and say, "Hey, gun, shoot."
Yeah.
Like I physically have to make it go pew pew.
You have to aim. It's all on the person holding the gun. Granted, there are dumb people that don't know how to properly handle guns.
Yeah, I know a guy that shot himself in the leg.
So shit like that happens.
I know two people that have shot themselves in the leg.
And we discussed this. I even had this conversation with my uncle. He's a retired Army vet. And I got a cousin going into the LMPD. She's about to, I think, graduate next month. But we were talking at my baby shower about the whole new law with concealed and everything.
Right.
And, my cousin doesn't care too much for it, but she's not against it, but she's not for it, but my uncle's against it. And I'm sitting there like, okay, well, he's like, I like to know who has a gun. I said, I get that, but the way I look at it, too,
but if you have your concealed license, you don't know who has
exactly.
one and who doesn't.
That's the way I look at it, too. You can walk into Walmart and everybody there has their concealed, but you don't know that. You might think they're just a regular dude walking around the store.
But I'm strapped like acrobats.
And honestly, not many people open carry because they don't feel comfortable with all the shit going on. They don't.
Dog, if you open carry, you are going to be the first one taken out. I'm going to be real.
You're a target. And
no, look, I will say people do take that open carry shit too far.
Some do.
Like a motherfucker walking through Subway with an AR-15 strapped to his back.
That shit's ridiculous. I've went to Walmart, Kroger, seen person here and there, just chilling right there on their, their belt and everything. That's cool. That's what you're supposed to do. But, my dad always said, you can legally open carry, but I would advise you not to. And I said, why? He said, because you're going to be a target. He said,
what's the point in open carrying if you can't even have a shell in it?
Well, it's not just that, but
we've talked about that one.
It's not just that, but it's like he looks at it like, not only are you a target for if somebody has a gun and they see you got a gun, boom. No, it's the police or just anybody in general. They're gonna harass you because they see you got a gun. Does that count
if you're white though?
And they might. Today's world, probably not.
I'm just saying because
I hate to say it, but
apparently the media is passing the message that, oh, well, white people open carrying are just fine. No, because I've been stopped. Because even though I have my concealed, sometimes I just don't feel like tucking my gun by my nuts. And I'll strap it to the side of my belt. Now, granted, I have my shirt over it, but I've been stopped by cops. Hey, you've got a gun on you. Hey, you're right. But
that's just the thing.
I just had to throw that out there.
But that's why I look at it as like, and then my uncle mentioned something about like, well, it's putting more pressure on the cops. Well, isn't the first, one thing you always tell you is you think of when you're for a cop is always be prepared when you walk up to a vehicle.
Expect the unexpected. Well, and here's the thing, though.
Always expect they have a weapon, regardless if it's a 90-year-old woman.
That was like that run-in that I had with the nice officer of the law giving me shit for no reason in the parking lot at 5 a.m. of a local retail place. I was just buying dog food, man. Anyway, you got a gun on you? First thing I asked him, did you run my license plate? Yeah. So it says I have it concealed. You should just, via your training, aren't you supposed to automatically assume I have a weapon?
Yeah, you would think.
And on that note, we have to take a slight break. All right, so we had to take a break. I had to gather my child. She's joining us for the remainder of the podcast. She's eating. But like I said, all right, if police officers were trained, you run somebody's license plate and it shows they have a concealed weapon or they have a concealed permit, you're supposed to automatically assume that they have a weapon with them. All right, well, now under this new law where anybody can conceal, wouldn't you think it would just translate over, just assume they have a weapon on them?
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I think, at least.
Every time I've been pulled over, they always ask. I don't have my concealed, so.
Right.
But every time they've asked, do you have
Well, that's because you look suspect as fuck.
Do you have a weapon in the car? No, I don't. But that's part of their job. You should automatically assume and ask and then go from there.
I've got a weapon, this dick of disaster. Axial mama.
That's just the way I look at it. If you're a cop, especially nowadays, anybody can just roll up to a car and get shot. It's happened lots of times.
Cops have also just rolled up to cars and shot people.
As bad as I hate to say it, but it's happened. You would think after shit like that, you would automatically just go ahead and just play it safe. Better safe than sorry. That's the way I look at it.
But it does bother me, though. And I've been pulled over 4 times my entire driving career. Okay, I've been legitimately pulled over 4 times in my driving career. The other, 6 times that I was pulled over was because that cop had a vendetta against me. Not really a vendetta. Okay, so I may have acquired a DUI. Maybe.
Or 2.
Shut up. We're not here to talk about my history. We're just here to focus on the future. But anyway, after the second one, the cop was a real ass. And he would pull me over periodically to the point where I'm like, look, I'm just going to file a complaint against you. Clearly, I'm not drunk. I have a breathalyzer in my car. You know that. But he would always walk to the window with his hand on his gun. Like, bitch, why? Why? You're pulling me over for no fucking reason. You've been drinking? Is there still a breathalyzer in my car? No, clearly not. And then I bullshit you not one time. This man searched my car. Clearly had a weapon in my car, but I had my concealed. This man ejected every bullet out of the clip onto the trunk of my car.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I was like, you musty mustache-having motherfucker. I think that... Look.
Isn't that when your battery died and then he just rolled up to your crib?
Yeah, because I fell off the grid.
Yeah.
Now, look, I'm very thankful for police officers. I am. And I have no vendetta against police officers whatsoever.
No.
And, big shout out to the first responders in Dayton for doing what they did. I mean, they didn't know how many shooters there were. They saw the dude with the gun. They took him out. So, huge props to those folks. But I will say, just like anywhere, though. So, and this will correlate into the whole gun control thing. For every 10 good cops you have, you've got one bad one.
Oh, yeah.
Like one that's going to eject every bullet of your clip onto the trunk of your car and then throw your gun on the roof and scratch the shit out of it for no reason. Even though when he asks, you got a weapon in the car? Yes, sir, I do. Just like for every 10 gun owners you have, you're going to have that one crazy one that's going to shoot up a place. You can't, like that thing that I
say it with intent.
Okay, fine. Out of every 100 cops, you'll have one bad one.
No, I'm talking about with the
out of every
gun owner.
It's just on a smaller scale. 1 out of 100. How's that?
That works.
1 out of 100. Okay, well, 1 out of 10 gun owners will probably shoot someone with malicious intent. Now that is a more round, not saying a mass shooting, but gonna get pissed off, come home and see the neighbor railing his wife, and he's gonna kill him.
Can you blame the guy?
Guns don't kill people. Husbands that come home early do. But you get what I'm saying? Like, out of every 10 people that own a gun, 1 of them will probably shoot someone.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's done with malicious intent or self-defense, that's a different statistic that I don't know. But the point that I'm making is the same point that shit that I read. You can't outlaw crazy. You can't outlaw that. People are going to be crazy. Everybody, I feel like, has a breaking point. Now, whether that person ever gets pushed to that breaking point and they snap and go over the edge, that's a different story.
Yeah.
I feel like all of a sudden I probably shouldn't have told that story about that nice officer.
You didn't say a name, so you're good.
I didn't. And I doubt he listens to the show.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if I get pulled over today, whether he listens to it or not. Yeah. Hey, D-Way. He listens.
Thank you for your support.
Where you at? BCDC. Come put some money on my books for a honey bun. And some socks. My feet is cold. There's no way. Now, I don't think there needs to be tighter gun laws. Gun laws are pretty strict as is.
Oh yeah, I think that. I mean,
gun laws are pretty strict as they are. I think there could be better restrictions on the type of bullets and the amount of bullets.
They did that for a while, but it was only on 22. Well, actually, it was all. I think it was most 22s and 9.
I'm just saying.
I think 22s and 9mm, they had like a 2-box limit. But what's to stop me from going to Walmart, buying a couple boxes, and then going to Meijer, Academy, then to Dick's? I mean, I can obviously make my way around to stock up. So, I mean,
I did not.
Is that what you mean by with the ammo?
Kind of, but some of the ammo that they sell, like look at those RIP rounds.
Yeah, some of
look
it
at those
is
ballistic
obnoxious.
tip rounds. Look at the fucking rounds I carry. I carry a 230 grain 45 caliber bullet. That's a lot of bullet. Granted, I'm not gonna go out and shoot up a place, but that's a big ass bullet. And now the dude that shot up the nightclub in Dayton was using 223s. That's a big ass bullet.
Yeah, but that...
Now, it's a hunting round, but have you seen some of the 223 rounds you can buy?
Yeah, they got that little green tip in it.
It's got like ballistic tips and shit. Or like hotter rounds.
It's got that green tip so it helps penetrate through metal.
Right. Why do we need that?
It's only a couple bucks more. It's not even like crazy more expensive either.
Why do we need that as civilians?
You don't?
Last time I checked, the deers aren't in armored cars. You don't need armor-piercing rounds as a civilian.
Oh, yeah.
You can buy armor-piercing rounds. And then they find that the dude was in body armor. That's like me and you talked. Right now, I could have a bulletproof vest ordered and on the way to my house before we end this show in the next 18 minutes. Do I feel like bulletproof, like a level 3 bulletproof vest? It's going to stop handgun rounds, and at the rate the world's going now, I might order that vest. But full-on tactical body armor? Where the hell you get that at in the first place?
Black market.
Asking for a friend.
All you gotta do is know some people, bro.
Now, I can get you a tiger cub, but I don't know where to get body armor.
I'm pretty sure you can find a way.
I'm pretty sure I can ask the guy that I know that'll get you a tiger cub. I'm feeding my baby and doing this here podcast.
I mean, hell, even
Say hi, baby.
380 is just a basic round.
Say hi. Make noise. Do something. Breathe all heavy in the mic. All right, good enough.
Oh, I thought they usually have the grain on the round. They don't have it.
They have it on the box.
Yeah, but sometimes I've seen it on the thing, but this one don't have it. Never mind.
I just think that maybe tighter protocols as far as mental background checks go. But then at the same time, though, like I said, everybody has a breaking point.
I don't even have it loaded.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I get it with some of the rounds.
I'm not necessarily saying the yeah, I'm saying the rounds.
Yeah, I say a lot.
Some of the types of rounds.
Because, I mean, hell, you go to, like, I went to Academy a while back and just looking there, I'm just sitting there like, why do, like, I get there's different brands, so obviously brands make a difference. You got different casings and stuff, but So they're like, you're looking at all the grain and what they're for and all this and that, and it's just like, do you really need all this stuff?
Is there a box that says rounds for mass shootings?
Like, right, like, do you really need, 5 different types of hollow points?
You mean this round can go through 5 bodies back to back to back?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. It's like
I mean, I'm not trying to make joke of it, but at the same time,
you don't need that much. Like, do you really need 5 different types of hollow points? Like, no, you don't. A hollow point's a hollow point. Granted, they do different things, but still, it's a hollow point. You're gonna fucking shoot somebody, put a hole in them. End of story. The only time you should see 5 different types of hollow points is because of the brand. That's just my opinion.
Those RIP rounds are nasty.
They are, but my thing is, it's just like there's no need. Like, to me, there's no need for all these different types of things. At the end of the day.
In what way do you want to mutilate
That's what it comes down to.
The intended target?
Basically, what it comes down to, you have the option to either A, have a regular fucking round and shoot somebody that way and risk it going through, hitting somebody else, or 2, you get one type of hollow point, you shoot somebody, boom, it explodes, puts a hole in them, it don't go through nothing.
Can we get bullets that have a trace amount of explosive on the tip, and when it mixes with the iron of blood, it goes...
I'm just like,
I'm trying to fully eliminate.
Looking at ammo, dude, it's just ridiculous. Like, trust me, as a man, it feels good looking at all the ammo. Just like, yeah, America.
America.
But, at the end of the day, it's like, is it really necessary? Especially with the way this world's going. It's just ridiculous.
I shot one of my hollow points into a target with a couple cinder blocks behind it. That bitch mushroomed out the size of a 50-cent piece. It's going to put a bowling ball-sized exit wound. Is that a little bit overkill?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Don't try to break in my house. I'm going to leave a hole big enough to throw a cat through.
I get the whole point of hollow point. Shoot somebody once, that's in the story. You don't have to worry about, you don't risk, the bullet going through and hitting something else.
Farting on me right now.
Nice. That's your daughter. I get the point, but at the same time, is like,
hey, that was a big one, man. I felt my leg rumble.
There's no need to have a fucking bowling
ball sized exit wound.
Yeah, bowling ball size exit. Like, that's just
somebody break into your crib and say you don't want to leave a bowling ball sized exit wound.
No. Not that big.
Because I got to clean the blood up, bro.
Exactly.
I got to clean that shit up afterwards.
Trying to deal with all these guts and shit laying around my crib.
Oh, the guts will be incinerated.
You know what I mean? Let me get a little bit of blood. I can just grab a mop. Not a Mr. Clean Eraser. And
I ain't trying to have to get a squeegee.
Yeah. I ain't trying to do all that.
A squeegee and a snow shovel. Look, like I said, man, I think that there are steps. I think there's steps to take that they could tighten these things down. But one thing that I will say, I think the last step that they want to take is trying to outlaw guns. Because we as Americans, we're American.
I think
we've got Copenhagen and Smith & Wesson.
The only steps you can take is really, nowadays,
Copenhagen's gross, by the way.
Yeah. The only steps you can really take is just like you were talking about with the ammo. And, to avoid...
Quit squirming
to avoid, like, where I said where I can jump store to store, like, if you put a limit. Because there for a while...
But it's like, make it like Sudafed. Like, you have to sign
ID.
on that shit, yeah.
Not that, but, like, have a system between all stores that sell ammo to where they scan your ID. When I used to smoke, I'd go to the store, and every once in a while, they'd scan my fucking ID. Granted, they'd look right at it, see the fucking... age, but they scanned it. I don't know why. So it's like, why not do the same thing?
Fake IDs. That's why you scan IDs.
Well, why not do the same thing with ammo? If you want to be that way, granted, you give somebody a month and they go buy ammo every day, they could stock up to still go do something fucking stupid.
Well,
but still.
Well, one thing that I think is the rate in which you can buy guns. I've bought 2 guns at once before.
Yeah, you can buy as many guns as you want at one time, I believe.
I don't know about as many. I've never tried.
I ain't got the money to try. But
$1,000 later, I walked out of Academy with 2 guns, one for each hand.
My brother did that. My brother, when he went and got his AR for our Christmas gift a few years ago, I mean, hell, he walked out with 2 ARs, you know?
You want to get burps? Burp for daddy.
Look at that tongue.
Burp for daddy.
Boom, right all up on it.
Dog, you just got spit all on my pop filter.
There it is.
Did it pick up, though?
It might have.
It was little. If not, I'll amplify it.
Good
girl. Anyway, but I think the amount of guns you can buy could be something they could change, maybe. Because now, granted, I bought.
If you do something like that, though, you're talking about within the day, month, year, like
maybe
what you trying to do.
But that's in Kentucky. I think some states do. You can only buy.
I think some states might have it, yeah.
Because when that Virginia Tech shooting happened, which happened under the Obama administration, did Obama get blamed for that?
No.
Oh, who'd they blame for that? If we're not blaming the president, who are we blaming?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, but Trump get all the blame.
Mm-hmm.
Dare I say?
I mean,
bullshit.
I'm pretty sure there are other states that got a limit, and some still have
the
the waiting period.
The Virginia Tech shooting, he had 2 gats. Yeah, I said gats. I'm gangster. Act like you know. But there's a waiting period between times you can buy firearms. Wherever, I don't remember if he bought them in Virginia, but he had to have bought one, waited, I want to say it was like 2 weeks, but then could buy another one.
I don't think you can go out of state and buy a gun, can you?
I don't know.
Like, I don't think we can just roll up to Indiana and buy one.
Who would roll up to Indiana anyway?
It's just an example.
I'd drive down to Tennessee. Indiana sucks.
I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but
hey, Patrick.
I could be wrong, but I don't know if you can really just go to another state and buy a gun or not.
I think there's like stipulations on how, maybe. I don't know. Because either way, whether you buy a gun in Kentucky, whether you buy a gun in Indiana, or whether you buy a gun in...
They're still in the system some way or another.
They all use the same system to do the check. So, I don't know. Maybe. We'd have to look on that. If any of our listeners know, let us know in the comments below. Anywho, alright, well, I'm just saying, there's things that can be done, but I think the quickest way to cause a revolt in America would be to try to take our guns away. I'm not saying, look, I ain't stupid, because I wholeheartedly feel like
you know,
what you call it.
I'd say it, but you know how many police officers will die or be severely injured if they try to take guns away? Because, you know, they're going to be the ones sent to your crib
to get them. And you know
you're going to be some crazy redneck fuck. Like, you ain't taking my fucking guns.
Why do they got to be a crazy... See, D-Wayne, you're just as guilty as the people trying to find one group to blame. You're trying to blame it on the rednecks.
I mean, that's not stereotyping either. That's just...
That's just facts.
That's facts.
Hashtag heartbreaking facts, because D-Wayne's referring to his people.
No, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Well, but I'm saying as an overall revolt, I think that there would be another civil war if they tried to take our guns. I'm not stupid enough, because I guarantee the government got some shit that could vaporize my nutsack from D.C. You know what I'm saying? They're going to blast a laser to my ass crack from Area 51. I'm not fucking with them.
Was that a little thing on Men in Black with a little cricket?
The noisy cricket?
Yeah.
Was that what it was called?
Something like that.
The midget cricket? Can you say midget? No, you have to say little people.
Little people.
The little people cricket? I don't remember what it was called. It might have been.
I haven't watched it in a while.
I don't know. Anyway, but bottom line is this. This is America. We believe in guns and Toby Keith and beef jerky and cheap beer.
I don't believe in cheap beer.
Neither did I, but...
No. Maybe when I was underage, yes.
Not that he drank while he was underage, because me and D-Wayne were outstanding citizens of the law.
Yeah.
What he said? I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't think either side has a duck in this fight.
No.
I don't know if that's the right term, but duck just sounded good. Because one
cock in this fight.
Nice. They ain't got a dog in this fight. Shout out Mike Vick. But you know what I'm saying? On the one side, I get it. You take the guns away, They don't have a gun to shoot. But on the other side of things, you can take the guns away, but people are still going to die. My kid has a hold of my pop
like
filter
this
now.
too. All right, so
So
it's not, it's the same, but it's not the same in a way.
no pop filter for daddy.
Drugs are illegal,
But I can still
but you can still get
buy
cocaine.
crack if I want.
It's still getting smuggled in America. So if you take guns away, what's not to say guns won't get smuggled still?
Well, one of my buddies was talking. I was talking to one of my buddies. He was an immigrant to the country, not legally immigrated. He said even as a United States citizen, he's went through and got his citizenship and everything. Even as a United States citizen, given he's an immigrant, he said it's still easier for him to illegally get a gun than to acquire one legally.
I don't doubt it.
Boom.
I mean, it just shows you.
That's like that shit we talked about earlier.
You went away somehow, some way, you're gonna get it.
In the city of Louisville, the other day, it was like Monday or Tuesday, 26 cars were stolen in the city of Louisville. Over half of them had a gun in them. Boom. What's half of 26, Dwayne? 13?
Mm-hmm.
So you figure if it was exactly 50% of the 26 cars stolen had a gun in it, that's 13 guns on the street that you don't know where they're at now.
Yeah.
So when you come and take our guns, those 13 guns are still going to be on the street.
That's why I don't leave mine in the car.
I don't either. Sometimes I forget
Certain
it there.
places, obviously, you gotta leave it there.
I mean, I don't give a shit if they steal my car. They're getting the gun with it.
But I mean, I don't.
Ew, you're spitty.
Because that's one thing. Like, I don't want to leave my gun in the car just for a reason. Even though
Quit
I can
licking my hand, kid.
make a police report saying my car's stolen, that my gun's in it. But God
They
forbid,
stole my gat.
something happened with that gun. They get a serial number. It can some way fall.
As
back
long as
on
you
me.
report it stolen, though.
Yeah, but it's just the hassle. So I just don't deal with it. I can get my car back. You can't get a gun back.
Get your hand out of my armpit. Nah, I'm talking to the baby, not D-Wayne.
There she goes.
She's not hungry.
There she goes.
Do you have anything to say about the topic at hand? No? No. You don't got nothing to say?
You see that shit where a dude dressed up like his daughter in jail?
What? The fuck?
I gotta find the article because it's still under investigation.
So in order for his daughter to not have to go to jail, he dressed up as his daughter and went to jail?
A Brazilian gang leader's plan to break out of a Rio de Janeiro prison was foiled over the weekend. And he basically, he dressed up like his daughter.
Oh, and tried to walk out after a visit? Well, fuck, what are they going to do with his daughter?
Oh.
I think being a woman in a men's prison might be a bad look.
Yeah. So, and it foiled because he was acting all funky. And so there's a video it showed of him taking the whole thing off.
Sorry, I was making faces at my baby. All right, well, D-Wayne, hey, it's a horrible thing to have to go through. I can't, my condolences go out to the families of all the victims, whether they were killed or whether they were injured in these shootings, because even if you survive, that's still a traumatic event. So
shout out to all the EMTs and the officers and
the first responders,
all of them.
But like I said, man, I can see both sides of the argument. I'm more partial to the fact that you ain't taking my guns away, because this is America. But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like this episode was a little darker.
Oh yeah, we actually stayed on one topic.
Yeah, the whole time. So, I mean, people that listen to us, get at us on the Twitter or the Instagram or the Facebook or the email and let us know what your thoughts are on it.
Let us know.
We're not asking if you think they should take guns away. You can tell us if you want. We don't care. You're not taking my guns away. Quit trying to roll over. I mean, yeah. And if you in any way were affected by either shooting that took place over the weekend, we'll talk to you. We're caring souls. I am, at least. D-Wayne's a ginger. He ain't got a soul.
I ain't got a soul.
So, anyway, hit us on the Instagram and the Twitter at the official GHB. You can find us on Facebook, GHB Podcast. YouTube channel, official GHB. Email, theofficialghb@gmail.com.
.com.
You got anything else?
No.
All right, y'all.